This is Appalling News, your most trusted source for fake real news. I'm Paul Chatto. This is a special extended edition of Appalling News as we take a deep dive into the most significant news item of the year, perhaps the decade, perhaps the century, the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle Gene Campaign controversy. Within hours of its start, it exploded across the internet. Here is just a sampling of some of the positive reactions.
Eugenics, racism,
Aryan.
Really, maybe she's selling eugenics.
Xenophobic.
Though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race.
Racist.
It is Nazi propaganda.
Fascist weird.
It's literally eugenics!
Racism and blue jeans.
Like Nazi propaganda weird.
Fascism and eugenics.
That racist. That is Nazi propaganda.
Looks like not so positive. Clearly, there is a backlash from joyless leftists, all spontaneously and miraculously repeating the same talking points. In a devious plan that Appalling News has unearthed, the clothing proprietor has conspired to coerce thousands of humor-absent, attractiveness-challenged progressives who don't buy their products into contributing to a massive marketing campaign to boost sales of American Eagle's Sydney Sweeney line of jeans. How was this accomplished? The complexity of the devious campaign was staggering. Step 1. American Eagle partnered with the popular, attractive, lithe, busty Sydney Sweeney. Step 2. Put her in some jeans and a few mildly suggestive ads. Step 3. Include the double entendre slogan, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Within minutes, the collective feminist hive mind exploded. Never in the history of the fashion industry has sex been used to sell clothing. Of course, we are kidding. The issue is that diversity Yahtzees had convinced many companies to embrace body positivity. Victoria's Secret went all in with the debut of their VS Collective in 2023, sparking major online buzz with a reported 1,368% increase in engagement and spike in mentions focused on trans model inclusion and diverse representation. Yeah, baby. American Eagle embraced inclusivity, diversity, and body positivity also. The upshot, Victoria's Secret sales went down 5%, and by 2025 moved back to sexy. American Eagle reversed course with Sydney Sweeney, and stock prices skyrocketed 16%. Let's first take a look at the offensive ads that promote eugenics, white supremacy, and Yahtzee propaganda.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
It's as if Leni Riefenstahl literally has come back to life to film Triumph of the Jeans. Obviously, these are throwback to the Calvin Klein ads, which featured a 14-year-old Brooke Shields. They were controversial in their time. Independent of the fact that clothing companies have never abandoned this style of ad, as you can see here, the question is why the outrage over Sydney's? Hidden in all this fake outrage, progressives have accused her of being MAGA because her mom circulated pictures of her birthday party where she was wearing a Make 60 Great Again hat. That was a joke, folks. Sydney tweeted, "An innocent celebration has turned into an absurd political statement. We are shocked that the left blew this all out of proportion. Then, of course, there is the issue that she has not avoided the male gaze, and in fact promotes it. For modern feminists, and especially black women who object to seeing black men with dim white hose, there is nothing worse than giving a man a boner unless they have a woman boner. Because, as you all know, men make the best women. Let's parse out some of the unhinged commentary.
Sydney Sweeney fatigue.
This angry individual has coined Sydney Sweeney fatigue. We can say with confidence that men and most lesbians are far from fatigued.
Let's talk about eugenics and racism pertaining to her new American Eagle jeans ad.
So, here we encounter the first of many references to eugenics and racism because of the jeans play on words. Eugenics is the label the left have concocted to hurt American Eagle by conflating it with Yahtzee Germany and President Trump, who they compare to a certain Austrian painter. Sydney, of course, is the epitome of the Aryan race, with her blonde hair, superior ass, espousing family values.
As it's panning up her body and on her face and her features, she's literally talking about her family tree and the genetics that have been handed down to her blonde hair and her blue eyes, and how great they are. Praising Sydney Sweeney for her great genes in the context of her white, blonde hair, blue eye appearance, it is one of the loudest and most obvious racialized dog whistles we've seen and heard in a while.
At no time does Sydney mention her skin color or bottle-derived blonde hair. How is she the loudest, most obvious racialized dog whistle you've seen and heard in a while? Is being white racist? Is using a white person in an ad racist? Is it because she hasn't been paired with a de rigueur person of color? Is it because if someone blew a dog whistle, you'd hear it?
When those traits are consistently uplifted as genetic excellence, we know where this leads.
How is this different from using attractive models in social media or on runways? Is your problem that you don't like Sydney Sweeney and what she represents? Success?
This just echoes pseudo-scientific language of racial superiority. All throughout history, those traits have been weaponized to uphold a racial hierarchy. It's not a coincidence that racists and incels are on X right now talking about America is back, baby.
We just can't have nice things.
So obviously this is rage bait, but here's what nobody's really talking about. This campaign is poking at women's greatest and most tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability and the beauty standard.
Finally, a black woman standing up for the insecurities of white women. Take that, bitches.
It affects not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda.
How is it clearly white supremacist Aryan race propaganda? I think these people are using the Friedrich Engels communist fridge magnet word salad collection.
Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney beauty standard that is very important to note is that big boobs are a hallmark of what conservative men are attracted to.
Finally, they got something right.
At the end of the early 2000s and through the 2010s, we were becoming a more progressive society, and so we also naturally progressed to be a more ass-centric society.
Ass-centric? I think you mean booty. But it's clear you are making excuses for the fact that you have tiny tatas and a substantial caboose.
Women of color are more likely to have a naturally fat ass.
Bingo. Why didn't you just say so?
I also think it's important to note, and I can second this based on my own personal life experience, that a lot of conservative men just want to show the world that this is their type. But like the Madonna whore complex, they're actually likely to also be interested in women of color, black women, trans women, and then just hold a woman like Sydney Sweeney up on their arm to show to the world that they are adhering to the white supremacist, patriarchal, capitalistic beauty standards.
So what you're saying here is that conservative men would prefer a trans woman, but need to parade a girl like Sydney around in public just to keep up appearances? Have the chemicals in your Olaplex number 6 Bond Smoother hair straightener seeped into your brain, girl? On to the next idiot.
If you've ever wondered what Pandering would look like as a campaign, this is it. It's thirsty. It is pick me through and through. Puts their lack of values, ethos, culture on full display. Just a year ago, July of 2024, they were celebrating diversity, identity, and living life on your own terms.
This woman also does not like the campaign. She is mad the old diversity ads didn't work. You're not living life on your own terms if you're not living in fear of the woke mob.
2025, a regressive male gazy spot featuring Sydney Sweeney, a hell of a choice given the context of American culture today.
Oh my God, a regressive male gazy spot. This should be a jailable offense. Let's ignore Sydney's accomplishments as a businesswoman.
To be clear, none of this was an accident. The double entendre on jeans, approved. American Eagle knows exactly what it is doing. The objectification of women, approved. The undertones of eugenics.
We're getting a childless feminist with a dried-up uterus vibe here. And, once again, the eugenics party line. Eugenics is the idea that society can be improved by promoting reproduction amongst people with desirable traits and reducing reproduction amongst those with undesirable traits. While it was initially promoted by racist white folk, the idea of eugenics can be applied to any race. In fact, it is happening as we speak through natural selection. Beautiful people are attracted to beautiful people. Smart people are attracted to smart people. And no one is attracted to you people. The word eugenics is being used solely because it's meant to evoke the Yahtzees and shame the right. Wait a second. Don't you progressives support abortion? Isn't that eugenics? Next.
Sit down, we have to talk.
It is Nazi propaganda. There's no way around it. Let me explain. Hypothetically, let's say we did live in a nation prior to 2016 and all the bullshit that has coincided with it. And you put out an ad, a white, blonde, blue-eyed, Hitler's wet dream talking about how much she loves her genetics. It would still be fucking weird. But then you add the fact that the nation is on its last fucking leg promoting this Christian nationalism, white supremacist, fascist bigot bullshit. A lot of the same things that fucking Hitler promoted back in Nazi Germany. And it's not too hard to see that this shit is Nazi propaganda. No ifs, ands, and motherfucking buts. It's literally eugenics.
This haystack on two legs, eHarmony reject, certainly has a lot to say. We give her credit for putting some insanity into her pitch. We could torture you forever, but here's one final example.
Don't forget to boycott American Eagle for their racist shit online, talking about blue jeans and white people. Boycott American Eagle. Boycott the shit out of them. Boycott American Eagle. Do not buy them. And cancel this person, Miss Sweeney. Cancel for her being racist, for doing Nazi propaganda. Cancel American Eagle.
She wants to boycott American Eagle. Once again, there is nothing racist about the campaign. It does not promote Yahtzee propaganda. How are these people getting it so utterly wrong while amplifying each other's ignorance? Great genes are not restricted to white people. Naomi Campbell, anyone? How about Aishwarya Rai? The ad does not imply otherwise. So, why the hate? It's sad because in their unhinged rush to condemn American Eagle and Miss Sweeney, they missed an important point. The collection was created in collaboration to bring awareness to domestic violence, and all revenue from its sales will be donated to the Crisis Text Line, a nonprofit offering free 24/7 mental health support. That does not sound very Yahtzee to us. We can only hope that Psycho-Orn and the rest of the hysterical cancel pigs can see what fools they've made themselves out to be. But in the meantime, your efforts have resulted in possibly the most press American Eagle has had in history. Would there have been any backlash if Beyoncé was the spokesmodel? How about brand killer Dylan Mulvaney? This nonsense was clearly manufactured. But to what end? If it was to hurt American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney, it has backfired spectacularly.
But it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
You're mad because you can't fit in the genes. This is Appalling News, and that's the way it is.